So, we've all been waiting very patiently for a brand new Football Manager game, and because I don't have any patience, I have the patience of a toddler. I went looking on Steam to see if anything else was coming out that might fill that hole, because I'm starting to get the impression that FM26 isn't actually happening. So, with that in mind, I had a little hunt around, and I came out with this Football Career Mode 26. It is literally brand new out. The demo was released the beginning of this week, so a good time to get involved. The only thing I've done on it so far is load it up just to make sure it isn't, completely broken. I thought we'd have a little look together at what this game is and is about. I like for us. I'm going to try to be really fair with this, because from what I can tell from the workshop page, this is a one-person dev, and English doesn't seem to be their first language, so there's probably going to be a few translation issues. I think that's pretty evident from the name, to be honest. It's not the best name for a game, but it will do for now. We'll call it a work in progress name. But we'll click on the start career. We'll go in as new manager, because why not? We'll put the currency in pounds so I know what's actually happening. So in this demo, you can only play in the Premier League. It has got all of the teams from the Premier League. I sense there's going to be more than one licensing issue that will happen from this, but such is life. Disclaimer, I didn't make the game. Let's go in with a fairly mid-table side. This is next year's Premier League, I believe. Let's go to Everton. Take advantage of that brand new shiny stadium they've got. Let's go with Everton for now. So we can have dismissals enabled or disabled, so you can be sacked or not. I will go with yes, let's be sacked. I don't think we're going to play more than one game anyway, so it shouldn't make a difference. Our first options are choosing a sponsor, which is already very out of the FM wheelhouse. It feels very LMA manager, which is going old school. So you can have a local sponsor the fans like, and a signing will have impact on fan support. But then you look over here at what the contracts are worth. If we go this way, we'll see that the highest level sponsor, the fans won't like it, but they're going to give us a lot more money. So we'll do that because money. And we've got 27 million to play with. We've got an inbox, which is always nice to see. The interface is very clean. It's not the most exciting. It's a bit mobile gamey, but again, a small pass on that because we've got an indie one-person dev. I can't expect them to have put years and years into this solo without a team, but we get a little kind of explanation of what's happening here, which, some of it is quite obvious information. Choose a formation that gets as many of your best players on the pitch, which feels straightforward. Players' performances depend on their strength, but also fitness and morale. I'm guessing by strength, as I said, I think German is the first language of the dev. I think that's sort of overall ability rather than strength in the sense we would know it. But, as I said, small passes. Youth players, their development speed varies depending on their potential. So we have got a development of players model in here, which is always quite important. You can scout players for your team and you can sign them for your academy. So scouting for regular, first team players is interesting. Contract negotiations offer players fair contracts. If players reject offers, it means their counter offers are above average for their strength level. Ideally, players should accept your offers, which doesn't tell me a lot. Reminds me of a letter I got from the government recently. It was entirely useless. Ticket prices, higher prices lead to higher revenue, but they might negatively affect attendance during bad performance periods. Lower prices might then be more lucrative. If the stadium's full and fans being turned away, expanding the stadium might be profitable to avoid losing potential income, which, I guess means we have the ability to increase our capacity to play with other facilities. Same with the academy. Scout departments discover better players at higher levels. And a skilled negotiation leader can slightly reduce transfer and contract costs through good negotiation. So I guess we've got a staff that we can use. And obviously a medical department. Lets players heal faster. Good stuff. Our objectives this season, avoid relegation. And then in the next 4 seasons, they want us to get to first place. I can't imagine we're going to get to the end of 4 seasons, but that's life. And we've got some promising players in the youth team, which is really nice. Players older than 20 must leave the academy. And we've already done our sponsor selection. So we've got that. So we'll start here with what they're calling the hub. We've got a thing we can click on here, takes us directly to the club screen, which is really, really useful. We're going to keep our ticket prices to normal for now. Let's not go too far. We're not going to do any upgrades right now because we're not going to see the benefit of them right away. Says that we've got this nice little kind of selector bar here. I'm sure it's got a proper name, but that's what I'm going with. We can see a whole bunch of stats. You'll notice there are no real player names. I've got, because as some of you know, in real life, I'm a legal professional. I've got questions about why you would use official club names and badges and fake player names. That's going to get you sued as much as using real players will. But, you know, such is life. I'd like it, you know, I think if I was developing this game, there would be an editor in the full version so that you can have, you know, the old PES close enough not to get sued names for your teams, and then give people the option of editing and workshopping databases, but that's just me. But that's that page of the hub. We've got upcoming matches, which just takes us to a calendar, which doesn't tell us a great deal. I mean, our first game is going to be against Manchester United here on the 15th of August. So we've got a little bit of time. We're at the beginning of July. And then we can obviously go in here for a better league table. I don't know if we can look at other leagues because they're not loaded, but we can go. That's all we can do. It's all we can look at here. But as I said, it's a demo, so obviously not fully featured yet. Lineup-wise, we've got our team selection here. It's quite rudimentary. You can kind of tell us what we do tactics-wise there. So there is kind of some basic tactical interface here. So let's have a little look at our lineup. I think red means they're not in the right position, which would make sense. So this guy wants to be a right back. I'm guessing this guy wants to be a left winger. I don't know why we've got a goalkeeper here for reasons that I'm sure will make sense to someone. We'll swap those guys or just try and get a team that's in vaguely the right position. So you're a striker, you are a left winger, you are a right back, so you should probably be playing in the defence somewhere. Is there a way of rejiggering this somehow? That seems okay. So orange means it's sort of happy with where players are. Okay, we can do that. I will take this goalkeeper off our bench. We'll put in a new guy up here. We've not got a big squad here. We've not got a big squad here at all, so that's going to be a problem with any players. Players are going to be an issue, and we can't do anything tactically because we don't have any players. So I guess we'll do that in a second. Let's have a look through everything else. We've seen that screen. The player screen is just info on players, which I guess from here you can sell players. You can. I guess we'll get rid of him because he's just rubbish. So give us a chance to look at that mechanic, and we'll get rid of this goalkeeper because there's got to be a better option than him at 23, you'd hope. We have another slider here where we can look at our youth academy. We've just got an overall, no individual stats or attributes for anything. We can start scouting. Let's start scouting. Well, let's see how that works. And then we'll go into the transfers page where there's no one here. Transfer market, watch list, ongoing negotiations to buy and sell. Okay, fairly straightforward. So what we'll do is we'll look for players who are, let's go 75. It doesn't let you use the number pad to type in numbers, which is really annoying. We'll go with that for now. We'll search players, just see who. I think it's popped up everyone in the Premier League who is at that 75 or above, which takes a bit of the fun out of scouting. I've not had a chance to talk to the dev. I've tried to reach out, but I've not heard anything back to try and figure out what I should know, what I'm missing here. But, you know, that's just life. And we need a lot of players, but we have no money, and there doesn't appear to be any free agents, which is an issue. Maybe picking Everton was the wrong choice here. We'll find out together. I just want a backup goalkeeper right now that's not rubbish. So let's go with the cheapest option. Buy player, we've got to offer a transfer fee. There's no like clicker like you would get in FM. So what we're going to do is we'll type in his value. Why not? We're not going to worry too much about trying to save money, and there doesn't appear to be any kind of financial thing I've seen. So we'll put in a bid for him, and we're probably going to want several more defenders. So we'll go with this guy for now. Just put in a bid for him at his value. In fact, I've gone for the number pad again. We'll try and bid for enough players that we can start a team. That's probably going to be wise because we don't have that yet. So we're just going to go. It seems like defenders are cheaper than attackers. So maybe the way to go with this is going to be try and fill out a good defense first. I think it was right backs we were short. This guy can play both. So we'll sign him as well. We'll give him an offer. I almost went for the number pad again then, which is not necessarily the most intuitive, but there we go. We'll send that offer as well. So we've got 3 bids in for players. We'll see if that yields anything. Now, because I had a little click around earlier, it took me forever to figure this out. I was there like, do I press spacebar to move the game forward? What do I do? You click here, and it just takes you to the next day. You get a few more mails. We've got a transfer offer in for a guy called Joe Coyle and a loan offer for a guy called Josh Holding. Obviously, I know nothing about these guys. Joe Coyle is one of our defenders who would probably play. And I guess Josh Harding was one of the 50 or so. Josh Holding there, he's in our team. So unless these offers are crazy, I think we're probably going to turn them down. I mean, we don't want to be loaning a guy out, so we'll reject that offer because we haven't got enough players. And they're offering us 10 million for a player worth 7. And realistically, we've just looked at the transfer market. We're not going to replace him with anything better for that money. So I think we're going to reject that as well. We can offer players new contracts, which is going to be helpful. Is that what these mean? Why can't I hover over it and find out? That is what that means. Good stuff. Okay, we'll extend this contract. £243,000 a week seems like a lot of money for a player, but there we go. We'll extend that. Hopefully, as I go for the number pad again, that's got to be something that devs should work on. Hopefully they'll see this and they'll work on it. We'll try and offer that and see if that yields anything. I'll do the same with all the other players here who seem to want varying contracts. It's probably quite a good idea to look at the contracts players are on, because you noticed when we went on the transfer screen, hopefully, that you don't get any information at all about what they're currently earning, which doesn't help when trying to sign players. This is a guy we're trying to get rid of anyway. Joe Coyle will extend his contract. He wants the same money, so we'll go with the 234,000. I know he's got a win bonus in there. I don't care that much. We'll give him 2 years. We'll see how that goes. Just trying to get a feel for it. You know how these things go. And we'll go forward again, and hopefully we'll get a player in the door. We've had more offers in for our players. This guy's Jack Rudoni. We had a couple of offers in for him. Let's see if anything interesting's happening there. 24 million I could probably do a little bit more with. I mean, they're offering 24.6, and this guy, see, 30 million we know is probably worth it because that's going to get us 3 players. So I'll accept that one just to see how that works. That was 30.4. We'll tell Forest to also offer us 30.4. Why can't I make... Let's reject that. I didn't understand what was happening there. I don't think I care to. Right, what's happening here? We've had a transfer offer accepted for a guy called Joe Atkinson. Okay, so we'll go to Joe Atkinson. So weird when they're not real players. We know roughly what this player should be earning. I think you could buy a player. They have accepted that offer. Contract-wise, he's 30, so we'll give him 2 years. And we'll give him the 230... I've gone again for the number pad. 234,000. We'll see how that goes. Send the offer. See what we get back. Could be good. Could be bad. We'll find out. And there's not a lot going on. I don't have the ability to train players or scout or do any of the usual between match stuff, which is not helpful. We've had an offer for Connor Walker from Burnley. Is this offer going to be better than he's... Well, this was the guy we transfer listed, wasn't it? So... Oh, if I click on if I click on it, I can change the number. That's good to know. We've learned a thing together. I've put in the wrong number. That's gone really well. Good, I can count. So this is where I say the language issue comes in as well as an issue. So he's dissatisfied. Wunsch sich beim Vertrag. I think... It's been so long since I've studied German or even spoken out loud. I think that means wants a better contract. Let me know in the comments if I'm right, because sometimes it's nice to know I can still do a thing. I think that means he wants a better contract. So, still some translation issues there. We've had a contract offer rejected from Willa Mass. We've adjusted the offer to meet his... I have no idea who Willa Mass is. Joe Coyle has accepted our contract offer and will be glad if We did that as well. Are these players we're signing? No. That was a Mass and... Are they our players? Are a Mass and... Right, will a Mass extend contract, sign contract? I think we've done that, and the same with this guy, right? It does say contract offer accepted, so we'll sign that contract. He seems perfectly happy. We're okay there. And then Jack Redoni's reviewing his contract. Good stuff. Great times. Counter offer for transfer deal. So Callum Potts, they want to offer us a thing. And negotiations between Jack Redoni and Liverpool have failed, so he's not going through. So this guy was Callum Potts. So hard when you've got players you don't understand to try and keep track mentally of who they are. He's injured as well. What do they want for him? Well, it's top end of our budget, but let's go for it just so we can offer him a contract. We will give him the 234 that we know is what players vaguely-ish want, and we'll give him 2 years as well. We'll give him 3 years. He's 29. Why not? We'll send him an offer. Get us hopefully a player in the door. We'll see how that goes, and hopefully we'll get a player signed today. So counter offer for transfer deal. They want to sell Josh Collins, but they want more money. Will Mass has had an offer. Jack Redoni doesn't want a contract offer. We've adjusted to meet his demands. Okay, so this is going to take me some time to keep track of. We're extending his contract. He wants... Sure, why not? It's only money. And I've already forgotten those guys that we were trying to sign. So Will Mass as an offer have come in. Josh Collins is one we're trying to bring in. There's no hyperlinks on the emails, which is really, really irritating. What do they want for... Yes, sure. You can have 2 years, and again, we'll give you the 234 because we're assuming... Not 2 million. We're assuming that's going to be the magic number. We'll go with that, and then we'll go to the sell screen. Will Mass, he's worth 30.5 million. What are you offering me? We'll take it. Why not? I can sign, we know, 2 players for that. So hopefully it'll work out. This one, I don't know why it's not gone off my screen. Now that's failed. Hopefully we'll get an offer back from Burnley. We'll carry on forward. I just want to get a player. A little counter offer for contract offer. Joe Atkinson willing to join us, but the counter offer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we'll do that. Buy player. He wants a whole bunch of cash. We'll say yes. Is he in our squad now? Yes. Good. We've signed a player. We have signed a player. We can now have 2 proper centre halves, which is going to be nice for us because that's going to help. I am aware I'll have to find another striker from somewhere because I've got no one that can play on the right wing apparently, which is helpful. Can I train a player to play on the right wing? Is that an option? No, it's not. Okay, good. So I'm gonna have to try and find a right winger with no money. That's gonna help us out immensely. We'll just have a look to see if we can sell a player, and then from there, also using the Google Mail icon, another lawsuit, just throwing it out there. In case the devs watch and want to maybe find a stock image to put there instead. Player recovered from injury, good stuff. Is anything of use going to happen? We're not getting any events popping up telling us players have got injured. Connor Walker is leaving. An amount has been credited to our budget, so he's gone, right? Connor Walker is now gone. We've got some more money in, which we're going to need to try and get these 2 players in because we've offered more money than we have for them, so that's great. Are they gonna sign? Is that gonna be a thing? Right, counter offer for contract offer. Callum Potts wants to join. Will Mass has gone. We've got more money, so that was Callum Potts. Let's see what he wants. He wants approximately what we offered him, maybe with a little bit of a kickback. Good stuff. Job done. Okay, I am gonna skip forward to game day because I don't think we can play friendlies. I don't think that's an option in there. Can I do anything? I can't do anything here. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to try and sign that striker that we need, if I can find any money whatsoever. And then we'll go to the first game of the season. So we know we're paying, what are we paying for this guy? What was the fee we agreed to? We did agree to 5.6. I've got about... Let's split the difference, call it 12 million to spend on a striker. Can we get a striker for 12 million? Before I do anything else, we're going to set this up again, which is really annoying. I want a guy who can play as a left winger. I assume I can just go for generic attack. What's the lowest value striker on the market? Can I afford him? No. Can he play? He can play left. He can play both wings. All right, we'll see if we can get him. Hope for the best. I'll report back in a second because as much as I really want to like this game, some good stuff here, but it's just so thin. Like, this is nice, but it feels like already it needs more, and I don't know what to do with that. Counter offer, contract offer. Josh Collins wants more money. Okay, let's get that done. So we've got that in the bag, buy player and sign contract. We've got 13 million to spend, and we've got no players trying to leave us. That's going to cause problems, but I've got no one I can sell unless... Let's see if we can do a bit of a dirty. Can we call up these guys from the academy and I'll give them £10,000 a year. Let's see if we can call these guys up from the academy and sell them. Is that a thing I can do? Can I call them up from the academy and just like straight up dirty sell them? Joe Atkinson's not heard from you for several days despite ongoing contract negotiations. We didn't get any notifying us about that. Let's go back in for this guy again. I'm sure I didn't see any notification there about... That's the fellow we've just signed. I'm so confused. You know what? Let's go forward to match day. I'll let you know if I sign any players in the meantime, and we'll come back for the game. Counter offer for him. I'll see you in a second. So we've reached game day, and I've sort of managed to shoehorn players in wherever I can shoehorn players into this lineup. I can't figure out how I choose a captain, so I guess it's always going to be our goalkeeper. I don't know how that works. We're going to try pressing in the opponent's half, because that seems like it'd be a good idea. We do defensive lineup. We've got options of balanced, which is standard, compact, shift the flank front. Let's just keep that balanced. Let's not mess around too much. Let's not go too hard into tackles. Build up speed. I want to go fast. Counter-attacking. Offensive alignment. I think we're going to go balanced and set pieces. Let's throw as many people forward as possible. I have no idea if that's going to work or not, but, you know, this is life. We are at game day. It's Manchester United. We are playing away from home at Man U Stadium. And we can go to the match menu, to the lineup we've already done, to match menu. We can go visual sim or quick sim. I think we all want to see a visual sim. I think that's probably the way forward. So let's give that a click and let's see what this match engine looks like, shall we? Because that's going to be interesting for us. Ready to go. We hit start and, well, we sit and stare at a timer, I guess. We get little commentary updates like we used to do back in the olden days of Championship Manager. I'll be honest, I feel like I need more visuals in this, and it's taking forever. We've scored, which is nice. That's fine. We're in the Erste Halbzeit, so the first half. Good stuff. That's German. We've got a goal. We're beating Manchester United. I don't know how. We're 23 minutes into the game. This genuinely feels like it's taking forever for anything to happen. Wright plays the ball to Gordon. The timer stops entirely whilst the commentary is going forward. They've scored. Okay, a goal for Manchester United. That's fun. We can click between the two teams here. By the way, see the two lineups. They've got probably a better team than us, which is to be expected. And we've got another highlight, I guess, going on. I think Wright only got the keeper to beat, and he scored. I'll be honest, I'm not too fussed by the result, purely because I just want to see how things work. And the answer so far has been slowly, with nothing graphical to really help me out, which is not great. I have no idea how well my team are playing. I've got no stats beyond I can make 5 more substitutions and I had 3 breaks remaining. Can I make substitutions? Is that like a thing? It doesn't look like it. I'm clicking on things and I guess not. Right click? Nope. We're still in a highlight before half time. Presumably I'll be able to make some kind of changes at half time. Or, like, can I make tactical changes? Is that an option? Can I try and do so? I've not got tactical changes. This is It's not really a management game. It's like a pick your team and wait game. You buy your players, you pick your team, you wait a bit. That's half time. The game didn't give me any options. So I guess we just go through the Zweite Halbzeit. The second half is something. How do I make so? Am I missing something? Can anyone see anything on this screen? There's nothing behind where my face is here. Can anyone see any option here to make it? I've said to make a change. I've got. Apparently, we're just changed to just automatic. We're just on automatic subs now, so I don't get any say in tactical changes, substitutions, nothing at all. They're making a bunch of subs. Now I'm apparently making subs. You can see, look at me making all these subs. It's not great, is it? It's not great. And the thing is, like, I really want a good contender to FM as we concede a third goal that I can do nothing about. I do. I genuinely would like to see a real. They've sent on like the worst defender in the world. This is the guy from the youth team I offered a contract for. He wouldn't have made it onto the pitch if I'd been in charge at all, but that's life. I have no impact on this game. As I said, I really want there to be a good contender for Football Manager. I do, especially because I'm so confident that there's not going to be an FM26 that I'm tempted to make a whole video about it and let the internet go wild. As we can see, goal number 4, I have no control over this. I cannot speed this game up. I can't, like, quick match sim out of this. But the stadium render looks beautiful, but nothing's happening with it. There's nothing happening here. We're through for 5-1 is what's going to happen right now. It just feels like it only has 2 highlights. One is kickoff and one is a goal. I don't think I've seen anything else happen. This is taking forever to get to it, especially when you're 5-1 down. If I was invested in this game, like even if I could do anything with the tactics to try and change it, we've just waited, and I can tell you that because I've got a clock in front of me, 5 whole minutes for that game to play out where nothing was happening. I've got stats here. Where were these stats during the game? And the ability to do anything with the stats during the game. Like, yes, it's a demo. There's going to be features missing. There's going to be bits missing. But the idea of a demo traditionally is to sell the game. And at the moment, I wouldn't pay money for this game. We've got messages saying we've had counters for offers and blah, blah, blah. But realistically, what's happening here? What's happening? I think I'm going to try and get us back to my regular face cam. I think this is a game that has some potential. The interface is nice. There's not nearly enough options. And I didn't feel like I was doing nearly enough during the game. I couldn't train players. I had no options for making subs, tactical changes during the game. Had no visual representation, including the stats of what was going on during the game. The transfer negotiations are made more confusing by the fact that I have to go back into the buy menu twice to then offer a contract that I don't have any idea of demands for because I don't know what the player is earning to make that offer. I put in loan offers as well, and they were even more confusing because first I offered them like 1 or 2 years on the loan, and then I had to go and offer them a wages, like offer them a contract, not a percentage of what they were earning, with again, no idea of what that player was currently earning, and then nothing happened. So I really, really want to have a contender, and I think that with more time and feedback and options, this game might have the potential to do it, but I'm recording this just in case I don't get this out as soon as I'm planning to. I'm recording this on June 14th. The game is currently due to launch in September, the full game, according to Steam. And I don't think it's going to be worth paying money for. Just honest feedback for the guys at 44 Games who might see this, probably will, because I think I'm the first person on YouTube to talk about it at all. The interface is lovely. It's great, it's clean, everything sort of works. It's in a semi-logical place where I can find it, and I've been basing a lot of how I've been finding things based on like this distant memory of how I played LMA Manager 20 odd years ago. but it just needs more. It's not there yet. Like, this game, realistically, I'm not a dev, I'm not a coder. My knowledge of coding ran out when we moved to HTML2. I can do HTML1, I can do CSS, and beyond that, I'm useless. So I couldn't code a game myself. I don't want to put in the effort to learn. But I feel like this game with one dev probably needs 3-4 more years to become functional. I'd love to be proven wrong. I will have a look at the full version if I don't have to pay for it, but it doesn't look like it's there yet. I don't know if anything will improve. So I guess the look for a contender continues. I'll keep trying to look on Steam, see if anything looks competitive. I know Soccer Manager is out there, and it's a fully functional game, but also I'm not paying to win, so that's not going to happen. Something's got to be out there, guys. I know Sega are working on a pay-to-win game as well. I'll be honest, I'm not going to play it, or I'll give it 5 minutes to see if it's functional without having to pay to win, and then probably never pay it again. And I think that's honestly what Sega are planning to replace Football Manager with. I don't think there's going to be an FM26. I think it's just going to be this Sega abomination that's coming out, which is slightly disappointing. So the search goes on, but this one's not it. Graphics-wise, I'm going to give it like a 4 out of 10. It's clean. Gameplay-wise, it gets a 1 out of 10. I'd be charitable if I gave it 2 out of 10 in its current build. I hope they prove me wrong. I really do. And if they want feedback and ideas to help improve it, I'm more than happy to give them. So is everyone in the FM community, honestly. If you as the developer at 44 Games, came to any FM content creator and said, hey, I've got this thing, I've got this demo, would you take a look, tell me what features it needs? I would happily spend like 2-3 hours going through it, giving you a list, but it's not there yet. And it's not even demo ready yet, if I'm completely honest. But with that being said, as a thunderstorm is about to kick in over me, I've been Chasing Lamely. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave comments down below. Leave comments based on what you've seen, or have a play with the demo. It's on Steam, as I say, for free right now. Have a look at it and leave comments down below this video saying how you think the game could improve. Let's try and help. Let's not just go, oh, this game sucks. Let's try and actually help and give constructive feedback and try and give something back to this developer so that maybe we can get a competitor for Football Manager, so they have to pull their fingers out and give us a fully functional game at some stage from SI, because God knows they need the competition. But as I said, guys, I've been Chasing Lamely. Thank you for watching, and until next time, thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a good one.